Welcome to the Bakersfield City Council meeting. This television broadcast is brought to you by the local cable companies, the County of Kern, and the City of Bakersfield. You can watch the rebroadcast of this meeting Saturday at 7 p.m., Sunday at 10 a.m., and the following Wednesday at 7 p.m. You can download the agenda for this meeting at www.bakersfieldcity.us. Presiding over this evening's meeting, the Honorable Mayor Karen K. Go.
Good evening. It's my pleasure to call to order the 5:15 special City Council meeting of April 21st, 2021. This is a special meeting because it's being held in the chambers of the Kern County Board of Supervisors. Madam Clerk, please call the roll. Here.
Vice Mayor Weir.
Here.
Councilmember Arias.
Here.
Councilmember Gonzalez.
I'm here via Zoom.
Councilmember Smith.
I'm here.
Councilmember Freeman.
Here.
Councilmember Gray. Here. And Councilmember Parlier.
Here.
Thank you. On March 4th, Governor Newsom declared a state of emergency in California due to the threat of COVID-19. The governor also passed several executive orders, including the suspension of some components of the Brown Act related to public meetings, such as this one. As such, Council members Gonzalez and Council member Smith are participating by phone tonight, and all council votes will be conducted by roll call. In addition, because this meeting is being held in the Kern County Board of Supervisors chambers, we're following the county's protocol, and as such, this meeting is closed to the general public. The public may stream this meeting live by going to the website listed in the agenda or watch it on the local government channel. And at this time, Councilmember Arias will offer the invocation. Following the invocation, Vice Mayor Weir will lead us in the pledge. Would you all please stand?
Hopefully you guys can hear me. Thank you, Mayor. Please bow your heads. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for bringing us all together this evening to do the very best work that we possibly can to better our city and improve the overall quality of life here for our residents here in Bakersfield. Lord, we ask that you grant us the peace, the wisdom, the courage, and the knowledge that we need to move this city in the right direction and to continue to be the very best advocates that we possibly can for our community and for our residents. And Lord, lastly, as the world continues to increase in its divisiveness, we ask that you implore our colleagues, all of us here at the city level, to reach across the aisle, to work hand in hand as in the spirit of unity and fraternity, to be, again, the very best advocates for our city. We ask all of this in your name. Amen.
Salute. Pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. You may be seated. Madam Clerk, please read the first item.
Public statements.
Public comments were encouraged to be made to the city clerk through email or by phone call. Those comments received will not be read, but were provided to the council before this meeting and are a part of the permanent public record of this meeting. Madam Clerk, now, next item, please.
Appointments, item 7A, 3 appointments to the Planning Commission due to the term expiration of Commissioner Oscar L. Rudnick for Ward 3 and Commissioner Larry Coman for Ward 5, whose terms expire April 30th, 2021, and the resignation of Commissioner Bob Bell, Ward 6, whose term expires on April 30th, 2024. We have received 3 applications. One from Cassie Biddle for Ward 3, Larry Coman for Ward 5, and Zach Bashirtash for Ward 6.
Thank you. So tonight, because these are council nominations, I'm just going to call upon each of you to give your nomination, and then we'll have one vote at the very end of all of that. So first, Vice Mayor for Ward 3.
Thank you. I'd like to nominate Cassie Biddle.
Thank you. And for Ward 5, Councilmember Freeman.
Thank you. I'd like to nominate Larry Coleman for Ward 5.
Thank you. And now for Ward 6, Councilmember Gray.
I'd like to nominate Zach Bashertash.
Thank you. Vice Mayor?
Yes, I would like to make a motion to approve all 3 nominations.
Thank you. So you have a motion, and we'll have a roll call vote.
Vice Mayor Weir,
Yes.
Councilmember Arias,
Aye.
Councilmember Gonzalez,
Aye.
Councilmember Smith,
Yes.
Councilmember Freeman,
Aye.
Councilmember Gray,
Aye.
Councilmember Parlier.
Aye.
Motion is unanimously approved.
Thank you. Madam Clerk, next item, please.
Consent calendar items 8A through 8AZ for approval. We received a staff memorandum regarding item 8J, correcting a Scrivener's error on the resolution for Area 4-240.
Thank you. Vice Mayor?
Thank you. Do any council members wish to pull an item for separate consideration? I would like to separately consider 8I and 8Q. Does any council member wish to recuse themselves from an item? Seeing none, I make a motion to approve item 8A through 8AZ with the exception of 8I and 8Q.
Thank you. You have a motion, Madam Clerk?
Vice Mayor Weir,
Aye.
Councilmember Arias,
Aye.
Councilmember Gonzalez,
Aye.
Councilmember Smith,
Yes.
Councilmember Freeman, Councilmember Gray,
Aye.
and Councilmember Parlier.
Aye.
Motion is unanimously approved.
Thank you. And now, Vice Mayor for item 8I.
Actually, these 2 items to me are on the same topic. So we are going to be working with high-speed rail, and we're going to be bringing on new electric charging stations, and that's all fine, well, and good. But I would like to ask staff, as we get further into this, I would like to know, as we transition from fossil fuel to electric, knowing that the state already has problems with electric in the summer times and other times, and there's not sufficient electricity, and I believe if we covered the entire state in solar panels, it still would not be enough electricity. Is there a plan for that? Does the state have a plan for that? I mean, it's a huge undertaking to go from fossil fuel to electric. I understand that it's going to take some time, but we're already in a deficit. So how are we going to catch up, and how are we going to stay on top of it?
Thank you, Vice Mayor Weir, and to the council through the chair. We are not aware of a specific state plan that addresses that gap. And it is something that we have advocated on, and would recognize the importance of the industries that Kern County provides energy for this state, and will continue to advocate for that and look for any plans that the state may offer.
Okay, so there is no plan.
Correct.
We're just bulldozing ahead.
I would say from a state perspective, yes.
Okay, thank you. I move approval of item 8I and Q.
Thank you. You have a motion? Madam City Clerk?
Vice Mayor Weir,
Yes.
Councilmember Arias,
Aye.
Councilmember Gonzalez,
Aye.
Councilmember Smith,
Yes.
Councilmember Freeman, Councilmember Gray,
Aye.
Councilmember Parlier.
Aye.
Motion is unanimously approved.
Thank you. Next item, please.
Council and mayor statements.
Thank you. I'm going to call on Mr. Clegg first for some comments. Go ahead.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. Just wanted to highlight 3 items really quickly. One, because this meeting is closed to the public, we will be reviewing the comments that have been submitted electronically or by voicemail and responding as appropriate to comments that were made by individuals who couldn't come tonight to make those comments. Secondly, just wanted to highlight for council that there's been a lot of interest in the Kern River Parkway in recent weeks in this past month, and wanted to share with the council that there are several things that are pending that the city is working on to respond to some of the challenges that have been growing recently there. First, we have this council approved a 3rd rapid response team. That team is nearing its completion, and so we're going to have greater capacity with our rapid response teams to be able to respond to issues such as the area in the riverbed near the parkway. Second, that we are hiring a specific Clean City team, an additional Clean City team to address litter and debris pickup along the parkway. And then we're going to be looking at in this next budget cycle opportunities to leverage private security to patrol up and down the Kern River Parkway in addition to these cleanup efforts so that we can address some of the safety concerns there along the parkway. Finally, would just reflect that, as I mentioned, budget, we're getting near our budget workshops for the city council, and so in this next couple of weeks, we'll be reaching out to each council member to talk through some of your interests from your ward perspectives about the budget as we go into our budget workshops. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Clegg. Councilmember Smith. Councilmember Smith?
Thank you, Mayor. Can you hear me okay
Yes.
now?
Yes.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, good. Thank you. Yeah, I just wanted to reinforce what the city manager just talked about, the riverbed, and really all the river is within the Kern River Parkway. The equestrian trail is on the north side, the bike path and the parks are all on the south side, and it is a disgrace to the city the way it looks now. And I know that we're working on the homeless solutions, but in the meantime, we must clean it. We have no other park in the city of Bakersfield that looks the way the Kern River Parkway looks. And it's a jewel of the city, and it looks like the dump of the city. So I'm thankful that you're focused on it, but I don't think that one Clean City team is going to come close to being able to keep up with it. And so, show me some calculations, or, my grab something out of the air is, you probably need 3 teams full-time there in order to keep it clean. So that's my comment. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Smith. Are there any other requests? I don't see any here. Okay, something's not working, so just show. Oh,
Pat,
just raise your hand. Councilmember Freeman.
Patty. Patty.
What do I do to turn this on? Speak loud. Is there a button? Hello? Okay, now it's working. Anyway, I have a question. If staff could look into this, it probably belongs in Public Works, but it's related to Councilman Weir's query. I recently read an editorial, it was either in the California or the Wall Street Journal, but it was by an electrical engineer who said that the way the electrical wires are brought into the subdivisions and to the homes in every single home in the United States, certainly California, would not handle the electrical load if every car was electric, if we went all electric in 10 years, that the lines would simply burn out because we don't have the infrastructure within the lines to hold that amount of charge. I'm not electric, so I'm asking, that may not be true. That's why I'd like someone to get back to me and say, is that true, that the lines, we could not handle the amount of electricity if we no longer use gasoline, if all of our cars and everything else was running on electricity? So I'd just like to know, would that have an effect on the infrastructure that runs to all the homes in our state? And the next is related to city manager's comments about talking to each of us about our goals. I this week just typed up my priorities, some for ward and some for city, and they are 1 through 7 or 8, and I just sent them in. And I think that might be a helpful way if anyone takes the time to inform Mr. Clegg, or these are the things that are important to me this year, and I look forward to talking to him on the phone, but it's probably helpful to take some time to sit down and write them out, things that are important to you, and then to communicate them to our city manager. That's it. Thanks.
Thank you, Councilmember Freeman. Councilmember Gray.
Yes, I wanted to take the time. I had a request by a constituent to walk the San Miguel Grove and the riverbed there a couple of weekends ago. And I found that the city has been very busy there. The gentleman that invited me to come along, he said, this looks good in comparison to what it did look like. So the progress that you have made, I think we need to be talking about that, because we can always talk about what needs to be done, and there's a lot more work that needs to be done. So I'm very happy to hear about the teams that we're going to be putting on the riverbed. I was in Reno visiting children just over the Easter vacation. They've got a river running through their city with a nice bike path, and it is a jewel. I mean, it definitely, and if we can get the water back, it is a jewel. But I would encourage to continue to work on this. I think cleaning the parking lot up, putting the big gate across it so that people cannot be there overnight is a big help. But there's still so much that can be done. But I appreciate the response that we've gotten, and I know there's a lot of people don't know what's going on behind the scenes, the public, and they assume the city's not doing anything. Well, that's not the truth. The city is very hard at, working hard at this and trying to take care of a very challenging problem that we're having. So I just wanted to bring that to the public's attention, that it is in our radar. The city is working on it, and it's going to get better, but it's going to take some time to do.
Thank you, Councilmember Gray. Councilmember Parlier.
Thank you, Mayor. Tonight we approved bonuses for laterals and referrals for police officers. Today I went on a tour of our police dispatch, and typically our dispatchers run at about a 20% deficit. Dispatcher is one of those positions that we have a hard time keeping, but it's such a critical component to our public safety. I would request that we do the same thing for the laterals, and we even allow laterals, because I found that out too, that we don't allow laterals for dispatchers, and the information I received that could really help bolster that program. So allowing laterals, allowing for lateral bonuses along with the referral bonuses for that classification too.
Thank you, Council Member. If I may, through the chair, the action item that was taken tonight, based on the recommendation from the Safe Neighborhoods Committee, leaves us the room to be able to do that for dispatchers and laterals through this action.
Wonderful, thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Parlier. Councilmember Arias.
Thank you, Mayor. I'll be quick. This is in regards to the Kern River Parkway. First, I want to say thank you to my colleagues for bringing this up. Councilmember Smith, thank you so much. There's been a lot of community uproar about the current condition and state of the parks that are within the city along the parkway, but also with the parkway itself. With that, I want to say thank you to the city manager and his team there in the CMO's office for being so aggressive with trying to bring on some of these clean city teams and with the rapid response teams. I think that is one of the best ways of letting the community know and see the good work that we're doing as a city in an effort to clean up our community. So I appreciate that, and I encourage us to continue to move aggressively on that so that we can continue to clean up our streets and our local parks. So with that, I just wanted to add one caveat. I know that the Kern River Parkway is not entirely in the domain of the city. And in fact, parts of it are within the jurisdiction of the county. So I would ask that city staff also engage with our county partners to see if we can work together on this. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Arias. I don't see any other requests to speak. This is National Crime Victims' Rights Week, and we had the honor today of honoring those who have lost their loved ones and remembering them on Truxton, right in front of the district attorney's office. You'll see photos all the way down there, and had the privilege of extending a proclamation naming it as such in our city. Going back to the clean initiatives for our city, we all have an opportunity here to be clean city ambassadors. That's every single one of us, and I would encourage you to do so this weekend, next weekend, and almost every other Saturday moving forward. There will be many opportunities in our community. I'll be out there. I invite you to join Keep Bakersfield Beautiful. Our teams will be out there. Contact Keep Bakersfield Beautiful if you want some specifics, or your council members and their representatives will know where we're meeting. But let's together be clean city ambassadors. And I don't see any other requests to speak, so with that, we are adjourned at 5:40. Whatever that,
It says 5:46 on our monitor.
5:46, okay.